Chautauqua Institution asked me to do programming during the winter. I promoted that I was going to bring Anthony Barone, and the place is packed. He got sick. So the place is packed, no way to find anybody. It was just me and this crowd. So I went around and asked everyone, tell me the most interesting person you've ever met, and it came to Dr. Ralph Walton. And he said, well, the most interesting person I've ever met is Mike Wallace. Yeah, how did that happen? Well, I was featured on 60 Minutes. And I said, enough. Don't say anything more, because now we have the program for our next gathering. I was having lunch with my favorite restaurateur. Tonight, I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Ralph Walton about this thing called aspartame. But most importantly, he was on 60 Minutes, and I've seen the tape, and I'm going to use it tonight. He said, I'll come.
I'm a general psychiatrist, chairman of a department of psychiatry in a medical school in Ohio. While taking care of one patient, that patient had grand mal seizures and a real change in her personality, that I believed that aspartame, the artificial sweetener, was the culprit. So I'd given a number of conferences and lectures about my belief that aspartame was a toxic substance. Some folks at 60 Minutes saw that too and called me.
From that, though, you're an outlier at this point. You're up against Pepsi.
I've had a struggle, probably a 40-year struggle against the artificial sweetener industry. I tried to demonstrate to Mike Wallace, because he asked me, he said, Dr. Walton, you say that aspartame and other artificial sweeteners are toxic, but there is all this research that demonstrates safety. How do you explain that? And I said, well, you have to look at who funds that research. 100% of the studies that said aspartame was safe were funded by the industry. I did a double-blind study, and that too demonstrated there was a significant problem. As a matter of fact, the Institutional Review Board put a stop to the study because some of the reactions were so severe that they felt this was dangerous.
You attended that particular night.
You mentioned 60 Minutes, and I'm always pitching my Mindful Eatery project. You said, it's got something to do with Mindful Eatery. You should just come up. As you're interviewing Ralph, I remember you asking him questions about his childhood and becoming a medical doctor, and why would you want to spend the extra time to become a psychiatrist? And like a little kid, he said, curiosity. And that's what brought us all together today, is curiosity. But I'm sitting, and all of a sudden I have the revelation that, oh my God, I like this guy.